Hey everyone, your girl So Babes here. Welcome to yet another episode of the You Can Be Anything podcast. Hey, my happy space, my happy time, my happy spot. I do appreciate all of you who follow this page and continue to do your best to encourage your girl to do what she loves to do. And guess what? I also love to bring the people who love to do what they love to do on the podcast so they can come chat with us. And so today, I brought our rose face guy, right? A lot of people were not able to guess who the guest was going to be, but I think Gwendy Media got it. So, Gwendy Media, I hope you get to join this show. You're the winner of that guess. So, today we have the lion, Stanlion Akisa, Stanislaus Akisa, Stanlo. I call him everything, right? They're all his names. But lion is the name. So, hey, thank you so much, The Lion, for accepting to come on the You Can Be Anything podcast. Welcome again, my brother.
Thank you so much for having me. The pleasure is absolutely mine.
Yeah, so this is The Lion. This is Stanlo. I had him on the podcast before. It's not the first time
Mhm.
he's been on here. So, again, he trusts
This
my
is not my home.
he is home. So,
I am
he's
not home.
to be here. So, and hey, I had Stanley in 2022, sometime in September 2022. We had a good chat, and it
That's
was an
right.
amazing episode. And hey, in that episode, Stanley, I did ask you, like, I asked you a lot about why you do what you do. I asked
Hmm.
you about your again. So if you've not listened to that episode, I think it's episode 41 of my podcast or so. So just go to my website or to my YouTube and check it out and listen to that first episode. But hey, between that time and now, great things have happened. I've looked at I still see growth. I remember 2 years ago, I talked about the growth
Yeah.
that I saw ever since I knew you, ever since I started noticing you in the MD area. And I'm like,
Right.
wow. But within this past couple, just these 2 years again, you've been doing amazing. But hey,
Thank
before
you.
we go into all the beautiful things that you're doing, for those who are seeing you for their first time, for those my followers, for those who get onto this podcast and they'll be like, oh, I don't think I remember who that is. Please just tell them a little bit about yourself. I'm not gonna go
Uh,
again, but what you can say.
yeah. Well, my name is Stanislaus Akisa. But my friends call me the Lion. I am the CEO and the creative director at Stanley Unclothing. Stanley Unclothing is a brand headquartered here in Washington, D.C., specifically in Laurel, Maryland. The brand has been operational now almost 10 years. Of course, it started sometime in the basement, but the official showroom was opened in 2019, April of 2019. I'm a father of three. I'm married to a beautiful woman called Akisa. I'm a father of three. I have three babies. The first one is Gabriella, the second is Alexa, and the last one is Junior. He's named after the brand. I am originally from Cameroon, and I'm excited to be here. So if there's any other things they need to know about me, of course, you can feel free to ask.
Last time you told us you're from the hills of Ndop. Yes.
Yes, I'm from the
So
hills of Ngok, specifically from Bamakumbi.
yes.
Yes,
It was fun. I did not forget that because my brother-in-law was like, "Yay, that is our
yes,
brother."
indeed.
Right?
That's right.
Thank you so much, Stanlos. Thank you, Lion, for accepting to come again on the podcast and how fast you agreed to show up here again. When I asked, I'm like, hey, what about we have another quick chat? It just shows that
Yeah.
you're family, you're home, right? And I do appreciate you for
Yes.
hosting my platform. And again, to
Thank
your
you.
beautiful kids, little models, and your
Yes.
stylish Lizette Akisa. Great job, man. You are doing amazing with daddy. His swag is out of this world.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you very much for saying. Thank
amazing.
you. I appreciate it.
Awesome. So again, Stanlion Clothing.
Yeah.
This is a company you put together again from our last conversation. It was 2016, right?
Right.
So Stanlion
Yeah.
Clothing is about 8 years old today.
Correct.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. And
Hmm.
what about again? I think a lot of people have seen you. You have amazing pictures. I'm going to broadcast some of our pictures, some of the pictures I saw
Please
again.
do. Please do.
I
Yes.
love your rose picture. That
Thank
picture
you. Thank you.
is amazing. I don't know what you were thinking, but you're going to tell us about that, how
Of
that was
course. Of
this
course.
picture.
Yeah.
came into existence, right? But
Yeah.
before we get into the details of your daring nature as you've become more daring in your fashion,
Hmm.
tell us a little bit about your inspiration. Again, it has to do with King, I remember, but your whole
Yes.
inspiration of fashion, where would
Yeah.
you place that?
Um, I think well, it would stem from naturally. I always tap the energy from the lion and royalty, right? I just believe that we are kings and queens, and we come from that and that heritage. So that
Yeah,
naturally is inborn in me. It's something that I really cannot explain, but it's just an intrinsic factor that's in me that somehow that's the way I express it, and that's how I express it in my fashion, in the way I look, the way I carry myself, and the way I see the world, and the way I want people to look when they dress or when they, wear any piece of our garments. I am naturally attracted to the spirit of a lion, as like they say, it's not the biggest animal, it's in the jungle. It's certainly not the wisest, but it just has a driving force with it, and that has been the core and the essence of our branding, right? And as you can see, and then of course I love gold, which is part of royalty as well. So you see some of my designs, my early designs, or some of the accessories that we've designed, or just like our buckles and brooches and stuff, has a lot of incorporation of that into it. Even though I'm growing on silver a lot more, and we're utilizing it a lot more now in our designs. But the core of Stanlion is built on creating pieces that resonate with um, um, the way you feel like a king when you
yeah,
wear it, and so we create around that. And of course, we build on the slogan, "Stand out, don't blend in." We just believe that when you dress, even though it doesn't have to be loud or very bright colors, but when you wear a piece of our garment, we expect that you should stand out. When you pull up, people are going to turn and look and be like, who is that? Who is that guy? So that's kind of the essence of Stanlion, and we've just built from that step by step. And other inspirations are nature, natural environment. Nature itself is very inspiring, like the rose flowers, and then of course. And if you wanted me to talk about that particular, that particular look for with the rose, I can talk about it. Maybe it's not the right segment at the right time,
yeah.
but
I want to pull up the picture because some people have not
yes,
seen it. So I'm going to pull up
sure,
the picture and we're going to talk about the inspiration behind that picture. So
yes,
I do have it, but we'll get to that. Before
sure,
we even get into details of how we've gone deep into this, right? Again,
yeah,
this is a You Can Be Anything podcast. One of the things I do is encourage people to find their best versions. It's encourage people to dare more, to go do the things, to try your best to find the things that you love to do and do
yeah,
them. And when I spoke to you almost 2 years ago, you had mentioned to us that you had a career in nursing, right?
absolutely,
That is still information that I find very valid. And I feel like a lot of people out here need to hear that. Hey,
yeah,
you can yours is even different because you already had a passion for the medical
yes,
field all the way from
yes,
Cameroon before you even came to the US. But you still
exactly,
were able to do. You want to talk to us a little bit about how
yes,
your nursing passion and fashion, all
yeah.
of that have been up to date.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, and yet I like to talk about it and, of course, go back to Cameroon, because oftentimes people think that a lot of us that got into nursing here in the US because, like IT now and some of the other things that is going on, is like people are driven by the fact that it generates a lot of income, right?
Yeah.
But I did not go into healthcare or did not go into nursing because of that. I went to nursing school back home. Well, first because I could not make it to medical school. At the time when we were graduating, we only had Q's, and none of all the other branches were even, all the other private schools that are now available, that our younger brothers can take advantage of, available, right? There was Q's, and most in the Northwest province, you probably have two students that will go to Q's in
Thank you.
Yaoundé, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my second bet now was, okay, if I cannot make it there, where else can I go? And nursing school was a place for me. I think my inspiration and my love for nursing school came or for healthcare camp because my father used to run a small chemist like a pharmacy. He would sell medications and things like that. So and then I just had respect for the healthcare profession, right? I just felt like, and then I was a kid that was just naturally a science student. So I loved biology, chemistry, and all the all that good stuff. So I was just naturally driven to it. So I went to St. Louis Institute of Health and Biomedical Sciences in Bamenda, which is in my three in Quinn. After I graduated, at the same just right after I graduated, I had played the DV lottery. I didn't even really know or expect anything to happen with it, but I was just lucky that because at the time my uncle was in the Netherlands. He's like, "There's this lottery that's going on. Just play with your sisters and let's see what happens." And I did, and I succeeded through. Right after I finished nursing school, I had the visa and I traveled to the States. And then I came here and I continued and I pursued it. I loved what I did in nursing. I was in nursing for about 15 years. You're working in a hospital and also doing private part-time home health infusions. Until when I realized at some point around the 10th year of nursing, I realized that this is not really what I will feel that I will retire in. I thought that I'd given my best to nursing in those early years, and I just wanted something else that I can jump out of my bed and do it, and I feel excited about it.
Yeah.
It was a trip that I took with a friend of mine in Chicago, and I remember vividly we were listening to inspirational audio, and they were talking about just tapping to, doing something that I can't remember the exact message, but what I remember is that it inspired me to think about what do I really love that I can wake up every day and then I
Excited
just
to
do it,
do, right?
excited to do it.
Yep.
And I realized that one of my best moments is dressing up. I just love dressing up. I didn't get to this just because I just love to dress good. And this started with a couple of me and my friends. We stayed at my four, Quinn, and we had like we didn't have a lot, but literally we'll make whatever we had work. So we shared clothes with each other. This week, or if I had a date this weekend, I'm like, I'm rocking them shoes, I'm rocking that t-shirt. So I had to get dips on that like on Wednesday so that everybody is not messing with me on the
Yeah.
weekend. And that's how we did. And we just usually put pieces. I mean, I remember working a whole holiday and I think I saved about 26,000 francs that just to buy a pair of John Gudega shoes, and that was the shoes that I rocked for school.
What's the name of the
That's
shoe again?
yes, John Gudega.
John Gallagher, my brother, Valerie, bless your
No,
heart. Also, you see.
yeah. So it was those things, and naturally, and that brought me to. So after I realized that nursing was not where I was going to end, I started looking into the options of what do I want to do when I am not doing nursing, and fashion became something that I thought I was going to just I'll probably excel in it. And even prior to starting Stanlion, I had opened a fashion store in Yaoundé. And at the time, I was just selecting things here, even in thrift stores and other places. I'll just buy, ship them to Cameroon. My junior brother was running the store, but you know how it is. Things that I managed back home with family, it was run down within 2 years.
Yes.
And I said, okay, if I have to do this thing again, I have to do it right. So I started doing my research on fashion and everything. And there was an interesting video that I stumbled on YouTube, starting a fashion line on a shoestring budget. That's exactly what the tagline was. Because I
Mm-hmm.
didn't have a lot of money at the time. I just wanted to start. And with that video, I got so much inspiration, understanding how to make small quantities, small minimum quantities, understanding how to create hang tags on my label, logos, and all those things. The lady was in New York, and I think she, managed a couple of brands, and that helped me a lot. And I got started in my basement. I did not care. I actually started with shoes. I was super excited when I designed the logo and everything, and I found a company that was going to do shoes for me. Guess how many shoes I went and designed at the time? I designed, I think it was six different designs,
Yeah.
but I made 600 pairs,
Of
50, well, no, 300 pairs, 50 each, which was 50 was the minimum quantity for one star.
wow.
Guess what? I still have a bunch of those shoes in my basement.
That's what I said. That's a lot of shoes. That's a lot of shoes.
So guess
Oh,
what? I was so excited. I was like, man, I'm making these shoes. Guess what? I made these shoes in China. I can talk about it now because I made these shoes in China around an average of about 35 bucks each. I was like, I'm selling these shoes for like 200. I'm gonna make a killing. I knew I had arrived. I knew my boys and my people were just gonna buy that thing out. When I finished that thing, I remember Valerie Holmes helping me design, creating.
yeah.
That's my brother right there, man.
Very
Because the
hot.
idea of Stanlion started with me and Valerie Holmes together. And I think the first day that we posted Stanlion and hashtag it, I was wearing a Connoisseur Paris suit, truth be told. And so we did the website, we put the stuff on there. I created a Facebook. Man, after a month, I sold one pair of that.
Yeah, you got to give us your entrepreneurial tips on how you've grown over time.
Yo,
All right.
and I was like, okay, this is not what I
After
thought
all
it
these
was going to
300
be.
pairs.
Yes, 300 pairs. I sold one pair for 1 month. And then after a couple of months, I kept, I was just wearing them, because I like to wear them. Personally, most of all the shoes that I designed, I love them at the
Yeah,
time. I
yeah.
wanted to wear them. So I was styling them and wearing them. And so, of course, my friends were my guinea pigs. I take them for my photo shoots. They'll wear them, they'll buy some. But I just knew that for the business to succeed, it was not going to end around my friends. And I realized that what, this thing is not going to kill my joy, right? It's not going to be, because when you get into it for the wrong reasons and it was just an investment purpose and there's no passion or particular zeal behind it, I would have stopped right there because I lost about 35 to $40,000 in that first venture. Yes, that's about how much I spent, because just making them before shipping them to the States, it was a lot. And I said, okay, well, now I realize that maybe it was the designs that were not nice, or it's just that men don't wear shoes.
You start,
Don't
so
lie.
this second
I
guessing your
was,
style.
you had to. It's like, I'm thinking like, okay, what's going on? Is it that the designs are not nice? Is it that they're expensive? I dropped the price. I mean, I had the shoes distributed in so many different places. I remember, if I don't know, Hard Rock, my boy Hard Rock, my barber, he still shaves me to date. I had those shoes in his barber studio. Okay, it was carried everywhere, every possible place that I could put them shoes at. I did, but it just did not sell as good. So I'm like, I'm gonna figure this thing out. So I realized, I said, okay, you know what? Guys don't really wear shoes as much, so let me try to design some suits instead. And I remember traveling the first time to Istanbul, Turkey,
Yeah.
and then I went there. I realized that in order to make things in my brand itself, I need to make a lot, and the whole process. And this is some of the things that I'm hoping that I can create, like, some kind of blueprint to help young entrepreneurs that are coming, because the mistake is we get so excited and so carried away that we just jump into it without caution, and then you go and make a bunch of stuff. But at that time, with that first mistake, I already knew that I'm not going to make things at that quantity,
Mm-hmm.
and I learned firsthand. I had lost that money, and it was not going to be recovered. So when I went to Turkey, I said, okay, I'm just going to buy a series. A series is just like, each size for men's suit starts from like 34 American to like 48. So I just buy one pieces each of those sizes, and then I can get like maybe like 10 different designs or 10 different colors or so, and then I'll come back, try to sell it, and that's how I started. And then when I did that, it helped a little bit. And then, of course, I also outsourced to Cameroon, to some tailors that could sew certain ideas that I had in my mind, but I could not get that produced on the,
Yeah.
on a European platform. But of course, tailoring in Cameroon sucks in most cases. They are inconsistent. You make something today, somebody wants to order it. By the time I call, the fabric is not available, or
Mm.
they'll just take the order, and when I receive it, the color is completely different.
From what
So there was a lot of that. But long
you
story short, we made our way through, went through all the challenges, and gradually, just because personally, I love to dress, and I kept pushing it. Then the brand started getting attention more thanks to social media. Because remember, I was doing all these things in my basement. I knew that I was not ready to go out, and that's another thing too to guide young entrepreneurs. Don't be too in a rush to jump and go and take a whole business place in a public space where you can barely afford because you at that time probably are not able to sell enough to convert to
Yeah.
be able to be sustainable in terms of your rent and your overhead costs, right? So I stayed in the basement for at least 3 years. And at a point when I realized, even though I still had a lot of, I was still, a little bit, because fear is normal, right? A little bit of anxiety, a little bit of fear, whether I was going to be able to make it on the outside and be sustainable, be able to hold and carry my overhead costs, working full time in nursing with two different jobs, and then trying to run a business fully. So, I mean, it was a lot, but thanks to my beautiful wife, she was, there most of the times that I was not there. At home, even when she was pregnant, she used to attend to clients. It's just, it was a lot, but in a nutshell, it's just start something where you know that you are so passionate about that you believe it's going to succeed no matter what, and nobody will stop you. Yeah, it's only you that can really stop yourself. And for me, that was just that inner thing that just, I felt it in my spirit that it was somehow it was going to go work. So I just pushed and gave it my all.
Awesome. That is beautiful. Listening to you again, for someone who doesn't know you, someone who just probably sees you with all your swankiness, everything that you do online, they'll be like, oh, look at nobody. And it just happens in life, right? Most of the times, people don't look at where you came from.
They
They
know they
just look
don't.
at where you are. And
Yeah,
sometimes people will just throw stuff out there,
yeah,
forgetting to know that this is you 2016 to now. You have
yeah,
worked hard repeatedly. Like you've gone
absolutely.
through, you lost money,
Yeah,
and it's
a
just so
lot.
sweet when you talk about designing, having six designs and doing 300 prints and
Yeah,
putting it out there. And it's
I
just
knew I let me tell you, I knew that
the
I just felt at the time I
excitement.
was going to make it. I just was like, man, I I, I knew it was just going to be like piece of cake. I'm going to sell this stuff. Woo! I was like, man, this 30,000 is about to become 100,000 plus.
And it happens to most of us, if not to all of us, that excitement. You know how you have that great idea, and I'm like, oh, I need to do this. It feels like
Yes.
you're on fire. It's like
Yeah,
anybody that
that's
is
it. That's
not,
the feeling. It feels
yes,
like you're on fire. You gotta get it done.
if you don't do it now, you might never do it again. So
It's
it's that passion, and all of this comes from passion, right? It's
that
the
is
same kind of
true.
feeling I had when I started the podcast. It's like, gosh, Solange, you got to do this. Or it
Yes.
has taken me time to build to get
Yeah,
to where I
to
am today.
build, to
I've
learn
heard that.
every single day. You're
Yep.
learning, you're making adjustments, you're adapting. You
Yes.
know how to your camera positions, your lighting, your sound. You know how to
Process.
coordinate and host a guest. So so it just comes with experience, and some of these mistakes are known to be made, and
Mhm.
I think the only thing that we learn from now, or to the next generation of people that will inspire, or my son or any other person that's coming that is interested in fashion or wants to do, is like I will be hopefully able to create a blueprint where they don't make the same mistakes that I made, and in
Yes.
order to be to so that they can jump a few steps and excel a lot more, because it's gonna take us a lot of time to build a world class brand, compared to some of the people that now. Of course, I know my son. If he comes in and he wants to push his brand, he already has a blueprint set. The structure is complete, and then now he can just use his intellect and his education now and push it to the next level.
There you go.
But the goal is for us to create a blueprint where most of our people, or our younger, the generation coming after us, will not make the same mistakes that we made. And
Yep.
that's why I think a lot of the white folks, the Jewish community, and all these other people that are excelling so much, they have built these blueprints, they have made these mistakes, but they are open, and that's why I'm open every time to talk about it, and so that the other people that are looking, that are admiring, and they have to understand the hustle and the struggle.
Yep.
and then but they can learn from the mistakes that I made and not make those same mistakes. They will still make other mistakes, they'll still have other challenges,
Of
but at
course.
least avert some, and then you know get
Just move
move a
forward.
couple of steps ahead of time and not lose 30,000 that like the way I
You
lost.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
And this is good. That's why we have shows like this. Right? That's why I love to talk to people like you, because I know that you have gone through these experiences. If there is another Cameroonian or another young man or woman out there, not necessarily Cameroonian, who
Yeah,
is looking to go in the same path that you are in, right?
yeah,
Looking up to you, they know that they can avoid some of the mistakes, just as you said, and having a
absolutely.
blueprint where people can follow and say, hey,
Yeah,
if Lion made this mistake earlier on, then I don't have to make it. So the benefit from your mistakes that you made and corrected. But of course, life as we go forward is going to hit you with its own challenges, right? And you have to deal
absolutely,
with them from there.
absolutely.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is
I give to people. I say, all right, look for instance in business, the new challenges and the way the world has evolved into a more tech world.
yeah,
When we looked at a couple of years ago, maybe 10, 15 years ago, when Blockbuster was the main movie, they were selling tapes and all those things, and
mhm,
then at the time Netflix was still surfacing, right?
yep,
And I think Netflix at that time or so there was a deal between Netflix and Blockbuster that didn't go through, and they just didn't see the vision of
yep,
what will happen in the next future. And then all of a sudden, Netflix got them out of business because nobody had time to be going back on to go buy tapes, and then
exactly.
when you forget to return them, the charges that you incurred instead of just streaming and paying one. I think you started with 7.99. I don't know how much it is now because
It's
when we
probably
logged
gone up
in,
to
we
like
never.
16, man. Do you know
Yeah,
that
we
there's
never locked
inflation?
we never locked out. And it's the same thing. There's a business that we're starting in Cameroon called it's a electronic bus ticketing system
Okay.
called Astrofast. Yes, and I traveled home last December to launch it. But when I'm approaching most of these agencies, they don't see the vision. They think that they're gonna work for me, but I'm like, I'm just facilitating selling your ticket. Look at the long lines. People are standing under the sun, struggling to buy tickets. Sometimes they have to drive from their homes or catch a taxi to come buy a ticket at the agency before they go back home and then come back and travel. Now, when they have their phones, they have Momo money, Orange money, they can just buy the ticket there. We have created a platform. No, and it's that simple. All I just need is your consent to lock your system in, and nothing is going to change. They're still paying you the same amount of money that you're collecting. And even pay, and to a level where I had to pay these people tickets upfront. So most of the companies, in order for them to believe me, I had to pay like 100 or 50 tickets. Just buy the tickets and say, okay, once my clients now come, then just issue them the ticket before. But the people that will jump on as it's built up, and with the new generation of youth and social media and the phone and the way we are going, very soon nobody's going to be standing on the line to buy
Yep.
tickets. Nobody has time for that.
How did that project go, though? Tell us a little bit more about it. How did that
Oh,
project
it's
go?
going, it's going very well. The main challenge that we had, it's going very well. So a lot of youths now are buying their tickets on that platform. I
Yeah.
think some of the challenges that Cameroonian entrepreneurs had is that they have had failed systems before. People
Mhm.
have come with ideas like that, but the systems just not work. It failed, or they lack the consistency or the manpower to really understand that it takes a lot on the back end of an app. You might have an app, it's not just easy. The back end of an app carries a lot of work and a lot
Yep.
of weight, and the challenges and the technical challenges that comes on, and then so it falls through the crack. And so, but now we are the app company, the company that we used initially was a Cameroonian guy that owned it. But like with most Cameroonians, and I love to support my people, but I was disappointed with the fact that they could not measure up. I had concerns brought to us by our clients on the challenges that we had, but they could not fix it in time. So now we have moved. We are restructuring the app complete, even though it's still running. We're still getting tickets on the old one and
Yeah.
or from the back office.
You're
But
doing
now
maintenance in the
we're
background.
refining a new system now with a tech company in India. And I think once we have that done, it's going to
Of
be
course, you went to
absolutely
India,
amazing.
of course.
Oh yeah.
you cannot question you cannot question their intelligence. They know their stuff.
No. Yeah,
Yep.
when it comes to that, man, they know their
Yep.
stuff. I
They
can't
know their
even, yeah,
stuff.
I had to just pay that money, get the right professionals on it because I know that that's the future of bus ticketing systems in Cameroon. And that's not all
Let's
we're
talk
adding
about
onto it.
something that we just mentioned. You and I have mentioned it again. I've looked at it from the outside world. You have experienced it. What
Mhm.
is your take? What do you think is the problem? Do you think the problem is that we don't have that mental power to build, or is just that our people don't want what's that word? They don't want to be responsible. They don't want to. It's not a word. What's that word? Somebody find my word for me. Accountable, right? You know
Yeah.
how you give somebody a task to do? It's typical.
Hmm.
Again, I'm not
Yeah.
bashing Cameroonians, but it's
No.
typical that we take things for granted. We take people for granted. We are entitled. I don't think that it's because we don't have the intelligence. I think our developers are
We are
spent
very intelligent people. We are
mindset.
very intelligent people. I think some of it is our upbringing because we're structured and built in a very corrupt society that structure, strict, executing on time, um, was not a consistent pattern for us, right? And people bribe their way through so many things, even when if it's not working, they find it. So there was the system that we grew up in did not help us to be responsible and more accountable in what we do. Most of us now that are trying, you know, it is because we have experienced the Western world
Yeah.
and how things are done. So within us, we know that we have to refine ourselves and our structure in order to be able to function in this society. Now, carrying this back home now, there is so much. Can you imagine that people will leave a bar that has a bathroom in there to come and pee on the gutter on the street?
Yep. I
That's
don't I
how
don't do
bad it
that.
is.
I don't do
So, 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 with the mindset is so messed up that
it's crazy.
I just get frustrated because I'm like, okay, you left the bar. They have a bathroom there with comfort. It smells good, but you decided to get out of there and then come stand in front of the bar
And
and then pee on the gutter, and it is smelling, and then nobody does anything about it. And there are no sanctions about anything. The structure, who is supposed to instill the discipline itself, can come there and meet the person, and as long as they give him 500 francs,
you're done.
he moves on with his life. So those are some of the things that has really affected our society. And until our kids, the kids that are the new generation that is growing,
Mhm.
get taught the right way, the right structure, it's going to be a cancer that's going to continue to eat our society for as long. And it starts with the right leadership. Until we get leaders that understand that these things have to structurally change in implementing discipline, um, from there down, then at that point now we build a new generation that 50 years down the line now will completely understand new structure, new discipline. Is really going to be hard for us to be able to really transform that society,
Yeah.
because we are
Somebody
just
said
living.
somebody said something to me that if mindset change were a vaccine, we need to give it to
Yeah,
all Cameroonians. Right?
absolutely,
I don't know that
without a doubt,
if you just
without
administer
a
a
doubt.
vaccine, that would change your
Yeah.
mindset.
And then you go there with a clear mind, a clear vision to structure and do certain things, and then they just frustrate you to the level. And this is the experience for most entrepreneurs. They just frustrate you to the level where you just have to be like, you know what, I quit. I'm sorry, I'm done. People that, especially when it has to deal with getting approvals or things from other people, right? Through the systems that they have, it's always about bribery, corruption, money, the structure. It just keeps going on and on, especially when they know that you're from America or you are from the diaspora. Oh my
Yeah.
God, yeah. It never ends. So for Astrofast, my junior brother is spearheading that. He's based in Cameroon. At least when he approaches with his own, it's a little bit different from when I put my voice first or
Yeah.
forward in terms of operating in that system.
That's true. And again, good luck to you. I pray that that's something that they adopt. I saw in the comment section, we are generally slow adopters, right? We don't take it. We
Absolutely.
when everybody around us has taken it, and then we'll be the last to say, oh, so it actually works. Oh, then
Yeah,
that's when
yeah,
we'll run to it. When it's coming from
yeah.
us, we are the inventors and everything we don't do. Right. But when
That's
someone
true.
else is doing it, then we're all gonna run to it now, like, okay, as if it was not sold to you before. it was actually
That's
sold
true.
to you. But yeah,
Yeah.
again, good luck with that. I pray that it
Thank
goes
you.
well. I'm happy that you have the right people looking at that. There's something
Mhm.
you talked about in our last show, but before we even go there, right?
Yes.
Let me pull this up, and I'm using my own copy. I'm not using your copy.
Okay, no problem.
I'm using my copy, and again, I pulled it from my page. Okay, let me see. Make
Got
sure
you.
that is visible. Right?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is, I put it there. You can see again, the only person that actually guessed you right. Okay, no, this is not even the one that guessed. It was Gwendy Media.
Okay.
Gwen actually guessed right. A lot of people did not get it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, who is this? Please tell us about
Yeah.
this picture. What inspired this post?
Wow. Thank you. Yeah, I think this is one of my favorite pictures now, because the inspiration came from my birth. You know, I was born on Valentine's Day. I was born on Valentine's Day, and so for this particular look, and I was working also on the new collection that we just dropped, and you've seen other mask, and it was, I just wanted something avant-garde. I wanted something different, and I knew that I wanted to use black and red for Valentine's Day, but I was like, it is so regular every time when we do, whether it's a pocket square, whether it's a shoe or a hat. I wanted to do something different, and for me, it's just something. It's like a light bulb. It just comes in my head. I'm like, what about roses that I can just use as my headgear? And when I said, when it came to me, I immediately went to. I remember buying that hat up the initial mask at 7-Eleven because I just wanted to. I bought it at 7-Eleven, believe you me, and then I went and bought some roses. I was trying out to figure out how I'm going to infuse the roses on the hat, and then to be able to wear in a way that I can see. So I bought fresh roses,
Oh,
bought
this is
super
right.
glue. Yes, I have a back. I have a production video of the make of it, which
Of
I
this,
can send to
okay.
you. Yes, I bought that, bought glue, and I remember putting that glue on the because it's a needed hat that I use on the knee, and then I just bought some holes open for my eyes, and I remember that thing almost that glue, the chemical in glue is very strong.
Oh my God,
It's so
Lion.
so
You almost got into your eye.
when I dropped it on it, it came up like it brought some smoke up or some fumes, and I said I'm gonna kill myself trying to
Right?
do fashion
In
photo.
your fashion days.
And so I stick the glue and everything. So I got those rose petals, I cut them at the base, added the glue, stick them on it. I had it on like a little ball head thing to fix it up. Man, I remember wearing that thing and it smelled so bad. And some of the my eyes were irritated.
The glue, of course, glue is
Yes,
toxic.
the glue smelled so bad. But long story short,
Oh
I was able
God.
to do that. I just wanted, roses are meant to be also given red roses given to, used a lot around Valentine. So I felt like that would be a good accent to that particular look. It had some embroidery on the jacket to give it a little bit of a blink. If you look at the patch pockets, if you see it closely, one of the patches was a lion head, the other one was a crown, which just centers around, you
Yeah.
know, what I brand and what I'm all about. And then of course, to just give it an avant-garde look, I had to just throw the red gloves on it too. And this one was inspired by speak of the devil. I saw this with Diddy. Diddy had a shoot for his for
Think
he
of
had
the
a shoot
devil.
for his latest album, right? He had some red gloves on. Actually, when I saw that, it caught my attention. I was like, yeah, I think I'll like that. So I infused that into it, had some rings on it, and then boom, I did that shoot. And it's an iconic photo that I think it will stay in one of my art collections or so for a long time.
I love
And
it.
so with that driven now, we had to now figure out how to make this mask wearable instead of the fresh roses. if you saw now on the Mother of Pearls or the Alien Dark Angel or the Black and Gold look that we did for our campaign shoot for 2024. Now we were able to actually make that with artificial flowers,
Oh,
incorporate it in a way that it's wearable and it's easy. And now we actually have it as we can retail it. So
yeah,
we have now pieces that people can buy because I actually have a lot of people that are interested after we did this shoot. So
yeah.
that was the whole idea behind that. It was centered around my birthday, Valentine's Day, giving it an essence of something different from what is customarily done. And the idea just came to life.
Amazing. I'm happy you said you went with the wearable type so people don't have to deal with the glue. Like you said,
Nah,
they don't have to deal with that glue
yeah,
as you did.
that,
But
the glue was it was interesting, but that's the beautiful thing about fashion, right? We create as creatives, you just do, and then you figure out where the errors are, and then you correct it.
yeah,
And like I said, I always tell people, for me, I am the most I think I'm the most critic of my own self or my own art.
mhm,
And when if I can't wear it, I don't think I want to put it out. So from our shoes to our shirts to everything, I make sure, or we personally make sure our quality assurance is top notch.
yeah,
And so for me, it has, because one of the things that I struggle with, and it's like I don't want you, Solange, to come to Stanlion because I'm from Cameroon or because we are from the same place. I want you to be attracted to the brand because it represents what it says it is. It sells quality and it provides the best customer service that is available.
yeah.
And that is what I particularly go by. That is the code that we live by. Don't come to Stanlion because you know me or because because I'm from Cameroon. No, come to Cameroon because come to Stanlion because we sell products that stand the test of time, that can stand toe to toe with other big brands and say, okay, this is quality. Like when you pull up, people are gonna recognize you're wearing quality. And for me, that is the code that we stand by and will live by. And that's why I believe Stanlion will go as far as any other brand in the world. It's just a matter of time and we're going to continue to excel.
You're going super fast already. You're already, and it's not because you don't have challenges. It's not because you're not, it's just because whatever you're doing, whatever strategy you're using in the background, you're very passionate about what you do. And one of
Thank
the
you.
things I notice is you actually wear the things you design. As you say,
Oh,
you are
absolutely.
you
Yes.
you're your own masterpiece. Like
Yeah, I
you
start
wear your
like I told you, I started this because I loved it.
yeah,
I love dressing up from being a kid. Secondary school. What would you see chat babes them? Boy, we never come out straight. We had to look nice.
yeah.
Sundays. Hey, I used to leave our house in my four and go to church in Baile. Because I had my spec there. I had to get my suit right. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So it just started from that, and we just knew. I mean, women love guys that look good. I tell you that. You gotta look good, smell good,
It's a given.
feel good. Yeah. So that when you had that check, man, you don't already broken down that like 70%. The rest now are small, small legal at the
Just
other things that you
if you had on top.
Atalakume, you know what I'm saying? The other parts will take care of itself.
Yeah, amazing. And again, thanks to all of you who have joined. I do see you all. We have a couple of people that have joined us and they're commenting.
Yes.
It's all about the
Nice.
whole mindset thing in Cameroon. It's a whole mindset shift. Thank you, Mamulu. That's Geraldine, my big sister. I see Ice is on here too. Thank you for so much. And Varingu also commented on the whole
That's
Africa.
that's that's my that's my homeboy from way
Oh,
back. When I'm talking about
awesome.
all these things, we've been friends since we're like in Form 2, and so
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you so much, Valerie. We do appreciate you for joining and for giving your insights. I did see a couple of Akisas join us. That must
Yeah,
have
yeah,
been
yeah.
your baby
Those the
and
Akisa's plan is growing very
yes.
big.
Yeah. And before we even go further, Stanley, look at this. What's up with this, man? What's up? What's up
Hey,
with the
oh, I
swanky
know,
experience? What's
right?
up, man?
The Stocky experience, girl. I'm telling you, oh man, this was such a blast, man. You know what?
Are we having a
I,
swanky experience this year?
No, not this year, but I
Oh,
promise you all the Swanky experience is coming back definitely next year. Now, of this year, we want to repackage the Swanky experience, right? The last 2 years, we spent over $150,000 in preparing, just getting the occasion together. And we just felt like it was not the best advertisement budget. We did not spend the advertisement budget the right way. And
mm,
so we're trying to find a more cost-effective way to create a swanky experience to give you the swanky vibe, but not spend that much money or that much advertising money on it, right? Because there are so many different ways that we can spend that money to bring more revenue to the brand. And
mhm.
that is why we pause this year to do things differently. We will restructure it, but the swanky experience has come to stay because that's our own, like any other brand, right? You have to have an avenue of fashion display on a regular, whether it's displaying the new looks or so. But you have, as a fashion brand that has an aspiration to become a worldwide brand, we have to have that fashion avenue on an annual, and eventually, even as time goes on, we will follow the fashion seasons that all the ushers or all the other fashion brands are doing, and then keep it like that. But we want to make sure that it's done in a way that it will be sustainable, right? But you guys will still enjoy, have a great time. But like me, I was so vested in it, and I'm vested in it because I wanted it to be swanky. It has to have that feel. And we succeeded in getting it done. I wish this show we had a lot more time to spend in it, but it's like you work so hard, prepared for the show for over with a team of over 75 people, prepared for over 6 months, and then it got to just evaporate in 30 minutes.
That's
And
you.
when this
See,
yes,
that's
and
you
when this
documented. Man, I had fun. Like, I don't go out like
yeah,
this often. You don't
oh,
see
that
me
is
looking like
awesome.
this often out there. But hey, I was in the
I
comment
dem
section, like, hey, ask him about is swanky happening. And that's
It
because
is coming. It is
I
coming. We're
see
gonna we're
lots
gonna
of
push it for
passion for this.
2025, but I can assure you guys it's definitely going to be swanky. We are currently working on getting more sponsorships with other premium brands that can help us in structuring and cutting the budget so that when we don't really want to make money out of the swanky experience, but we want to be able to put it at a level where oh,
Look
that
at
is
that. Look
nice.
at that.
Man, we had a
Swanky.
blast. I'm telling you,
Look at
we had
that.
a great time. Like I wanted us to have more party time, right? I wanted us to have more party time. So I think the way we structure it coming going forward is to create more party time because I realized that once we had the fashion show, then everybody just started leaving. But I want to create an experience where we have more fashion time, more
Yeah.
interaction within the people because we had a lot food, champagnes and stuff, and people were just once the fashion show, the core piece of the event was gone, I felt like people started leaving. But want to create it in a way that we can retain more people till we
Yeah.
get to the
Have
close.
fun.
Yeah,
Look at we
indeed.
have our congressman. Our congressman was there with
I'm
Ivan.
telling you, our congressman.
Ivan.
I think this gentleman, Gabby, he's phenomenal, and I really pray that he wins. I know he's going to win, but I think he's going to be a good representative for the community at large. I mean, he's well spoken, very well educated, very personable person, and I think that he's gonna be excellent.
Yeah. And Ivan, again, it was just an amazing show. I
Yeah,
had
it
a
was
good
an
time.
amazing.
And the baby girl Ice. It was
Wow,
just
Ice is there. I love Ice because Ice has a style that is so unique, and
Ice
then
wears suits. So you
I
should love
love her
her.
confidence in suits. Yeah, that's somebody that actually I think I want to work with in shooting, like our next female collection. Because I just think she has she knows how to embody an elegant or swanky suit, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, and her poise with it is just amazing.
Yeah, it's man,
Yeah.
this show it was beautiful. We had a great time. So we
Oh,
can't wait for the
thank you.
next swanky experience. I still wear
Yes,
my
indeed.
t-shirt. The t-shirt you made were amazing, great quality
Thank
because
you. Thank
till
you.
today they are
Thank
still
you.
so good. I still wear my t-shirt. It's just
That's awesome.
amazing. So hey, let
Thank
us know
you.
when the next swanky is coming. We are 10 minutes into an hour, which was our scheduled time to do this.
Okay.
What is happening? What is it you're doing these days that
Yeah.
hey you want to talk to us about? And if you have
Yeah,
any
so
questions for Lion in the as you're in the comment section, please put it up. I'll definitely get to them. If you have any questions, just put them up in the comment section. Yes,
mhm.
that show was
Yo, that would
lit,
be
girl.
yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, so right now with Stanlion, within the last year, we've been looking at options of creating new branches. We are still working on in the back scene. So as things unfold, we'll announce. But one between the last 2 years, one of our biggest things that we did was we decided to structure. If you look at our showrooms, it's in the same place. We decided to structure it now in between separating the custom section and the ready to wear section. So we realized that there is a huge, especially my people, my Cameroonian or my African people, right? They never prepare on time, so they always like to come last minute, 2 days before the event, a week before the event.
Hurry
Can
up.
you imagine somebody
I'll rush you.
getting married and coming to me 2 weeks before his wedding or a week, and it's like he needs a suit. I said, bro, is this really for your wedding? He said, yes. I said, wow, definitely. I do wedding expos. People, white folks come and other people come to the expos a year ahead of time and they
Your,
start planning their suits.
your brother
So
will come 2 weeks before.
2 weeks. And so what we figured out we needed to grow bigger to create a bigger space for because we used to have a few pieces of ready-made suits
Yeah.
and we just felt that was not enough. So we had to have a whole showroom on its own, a bigger warehouse. And so now our collection for our ready to wear is really huge. We have also moved our productions now to, pretty much where we make our custom suits. So the quality itself too has elevated. And this is what like I tell you, I stand by. I just want that the product is what when you buy when the next time you want to buy, you're not even scratching your head because you know you're going to get good quality product
Yeah.
consistently. So we have built that now, and I feel that we are very in a very good speed with that. And then, of course, the custom section. If you see the recent pictures, we have really elevated the space to a space that gives you absolutely taste and style. So we've spent a lot of money to put porcelain tiles all over. Change the whole atmosphere. Added more lightings and all that stuff, retouch our fitting rooms and all that just to give our clients because with our bespoke or our custom suits, that's our bread and butter, and that's where I love that space because that's I stay creative on there because I clients come in every day and I never know what I'll create by the end of the day because it's based
Yeah.
on personal preferences, right? And we can go from A to Z in a fly, depending on how flamboyant or how conservative the client might be, whether we lapels can change, linings can change, buttons options can change, the cut can, it can be three flaps, so many things can happen within a consultation. So that area keeps me very creative and very open, and that's a space that I just adore. It's not that I don't love the ready to wear. It's just ready to wear is cool, but the custom section is just what gives me a different edge. And then outside of that, we are working on the back end on just finalizing a blueprint where when you take I think if you have access to Instagram or so, you see some of our latest collections with the
Yeah, that's what
mask
I
and
just
everything.
yeah, okay. Okay.
Right. And then so we are trying to, we've created a structure now, even on an advertisement, communications with our clients. We've incorporated new apps, options, and things like that. And now, when we are going to the next locations, it will be so easy for whether it's new store managers or in those different areas to be able to navigate, and it will keep things very in sync and easy. So I feel like the blueprint of Stanlion is really well structured now. We just need to excel, and we're working to create more partners in different states now, and then we can start expanding gradually.
Okay,
Um,
I do see a question again. Geraldine gives a thumbs up to your space. She says the space is beautiful. She was there a
yeah.
few weeks ago and loved the transformation you have made there. Then Ice
Oh,
has a
nice. Wonderful.
question, and the question
Uh-huh.
says, do you do consulting for your customers? And if yes, What do you do when you propose on an option based on their body type, skin tone, and they say no, right? Because again, you know what you're doing. Then you say, hey,
Yeah,
this will be good
yeah,
on you. And somebody's like, nope, I want that. How do you handle
yeah.
that?
Yes, we do consultations, and our consultations can either be a showroom consultation or virtual. Again, even though we are located in Laurel, we take care of clients worldwide, right?
Mhm.
So we have those options on our website where you can schedule a virtual consultation. It can be a Zoom, FaceTime, or whatever, and we can go over the details, send fabrics across, send the design, and we can do pattern sketches for you based on your particular fabric and all that. So our clients can look at, because clients are visual people, right? I can be discussing ideas. I can tell them, oh, the lapel is going to be like this. It's going to be 4 or 5 centimeters. They will never really understand. But when I put it together in a sketch, then they can see what it is that, we're really talking about. Now, when it comes to consultation, understand that I often tell them that we're designing the suit together. It is what I am putting together is your own personal preferences,
Mhm.
and this is the guiding principle of a custom suit. People come to us that are very fashion forward. They want some very exorbitant things, and I will guide them through. We're able to get those things done. The only time I would check when you're really causing a fashion fall, when you're really trying to mix colors that don't work, because when it comes out from Stanlion, it has to be representative of what we do, and so there are times that I'm like, okay, this is not going to work with this because this color or this pattern would just not go right.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I always have to listen to my clients, what their preferences are, and so we are cutting a garment because it's the way, the embodiment of the garment that is really going to show swankiness and elegance. Right, you can wear a garment that costs $10,000, but if you're not carrying it well, it will not be good because you like that. You're not feeling comfortable, confident in it. So what we always want to do is that by the time they walk out, there's a swanky element that comes out of you when when you wear something and it
I
just
love
it
the
just
way you
feels
use that
right,
word
right?
swanky.
Yeah, it just feels right. It's like you're floating a little bit. It's like little butterflies. Like I'm telling you, every time I design a new suit, it's like something comes in. I'm just like I'm in a cloud. I just feel different. So that's the way I want. I always love for our clients to be like they come. Some of them I've seen swanky. They just start dapping, even they're doing it wrong. But you see the excitement.
Yeah.
Whether it is maybe in their fiances, when they come out of the fitting room, they're doing their trial sheets. It's like so. I like to make women cry. I like to make the brides cry. That's my job, and that's what we are excelling in.
It's the swanky that makes them cry. Right.
Absolutely,
And
yes,
again, so
ma'am.
it looks like it's not just me. In Valerie is like, hey, we need the swanky experience back on 2023. And
Most
again, with
definitely.
more artists from Cameroon, if permits, right? Again,
Yes. Yeah. Without a doubt. Without a
bigger,
doubt.
bigger, which means our next swanky experience party is going to be bigger. That's going to
Oh, it's
be
going to be bigger and a bigger space for sure. For
okay.
sure. Mm-hmm.
And David Prince, this is my social media boy. He has a question. I want to wear everything Cameroon. Do you make shoes? Yeah, David Prince, you probably makes. Yes, he does.
Is he asking whether we make shoes?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
The
So
first thing that the first business venture was actually
it was the
shoes.
shoes. Yes. Please let him know. Shoes was our first product, and we are very pleased with where our shoes are now because we have some of the best Italian shoes that are available. You can check our website www.stanlion.com. Um, understand. I want to answer you. Let me understand that Stanlion is a full embodiment of a total brand. So we have from underwears, innerwears, your shirts, your t-shirts, your suits, your blazers, your accessories, pocket squares, ties, everything. We have it all now. So it's a one-stop shop that you can come in and then you literally walk out and go straight to your party. You don't have to. We
I
got you
lost.
covered.
Okay, you're good. I thought I lost sound
Yes.
for a second.
Yeah, my I think the sound on my other airport went
That's
out,
the
but
way.
yeah, I
Yep.
think you can
So the
see
answer to
everything.
your question, David Prince, is yes. The
Yes,
lion
indeed.
makes shoes.
That's right.
Yes. I'm looking to see if we have any other comments, any other questions in the
Okay.
comments. I don't know if I had missed anyone because people started commenting a lot earlier on.
Right.
Um, so, oh, Shebucho was here too. I don't know if she's still here. And she did
Gotcha.
say it's amazing when you, again, it's another entrepreneur like you. So again, when they hear from each other, when we hear as entrepreneurs hear from each other, it's always like, hey, this is amazing. Yep. And again, I just want to thank you all, those who joined. Is there anything you'd love for us to talk about, Lion, in case before we get any other questions as we round up? Oh, I lost your sound again. Cyril, thank you so much for joining. We lost your sound. Just so we round up, that's fine. Cyril, thank you for joining, bro. I see you. Thank you for my stars, David Prince. Thank you for my stars. This has been an amazing. Siri, I'm not talking to you. Stop. It's been an amazing. If you have any questions for the lion while he's trying to fix his sound, please put it in the
Let me
comment
see.
section. Yep. Let's do a final round.
What happened?
Wait a sec. Okay, but you can hear him, right, Eyes? Okay, yes, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Don't change anything again. Yes.
African
Yes. The lion
nation.
don't deny short models them like we. Really? Cyril? Cyril, that's funny. Lion, lion don't deny short models like you are sure. Thank you guys so much for joining. This has been an amazing. Let me add the lion again.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes, you can hear you.
All right.
Amazing.
Wonderful.
Oh, Cyril says lion don't deny short models like we. I don't know who made him short.
Siri is lying. Siri knows that I told him that Stanlion is is representative of everybody, whether you're.
Okay, you were talking about Cyril.
No, I was saying that Stanlion is a brand that represents everybody, young, old, tall, fat, short, thick. It doesn't matter. And if you looked at the Swanky experience, you see that we tried to make that representation in our models. We had little baby boys from 8 years old all the way to models that were like in their 60s or 70s. We had thicker guys, we had light skin, dark skin, all of that was all embodied in it. And so we definitely are very open to, having serial model. The one thing that I'll tell him is that he has to come for the model call. There's no
Man, no
shortcuts.
man.
Yes, there's no man, no man, there's no shortcut. And he has to go through the model call and then
That's amazing. I do not
yes.
see that we have any other questions, but I do see a couple. Oh, Big Bro Valley, you're watching. Thank you so much. I do see. Oh, the Roy Mama is here. Here you go. The Roy Mama is like the lion, Stan Lion.
Oh,
So,
that's my sis.
yep. So, girl, thank you for joining. I don't see any other questions, but again, if anything comes up, what's the protocol for what to become a model? Do you want to become a model? Oh no, but she has a model son. So what's the protocol? How do you become a Stanlion model if you want to
Okay.
talk a little bit about
So currently we have brand ambassadors like the ones that we shoot with consistently, right?
that?
So if you see like during our last campaign, we'll go with some of our models that we've been using for the last few years, which are our brand representatives.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we have events like other events like the Swanky Experience or fashion shows, we usually just do what they call a model casting, right? Or model call, and usually we'll put the information out on flyers on social media. They will come in, and it might be 50, 30 people. They just do their walk. We gauge how they can walk, gauge how they can wear the clothes and interact with it, and how they look on and be comfortable when people are watching them walk. Because a lot of people say they can walk, but when you actually put them on the wrong way, they can't get it. They can't even look at people straight up and walk. So we get all that, and then of course, give them some coaching. And I always love to give the, you know, um, give the opportunity to people that are just starting, that don't know, because I just felt like you do not have to work with professionals only all the time, because you want to give young stars, people that are just starting, to an opportunity to excel. Because if nobody gave us the leeway to start something sometime, then we'll never get to where we were or where we are. But the whole thing is practicing a little bit on your own personal space, so that when you get to that time, when you have that opportunity, you show up. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Amazing. Hope you got that.
Yeah, Sis
And
Roy, I hope I answered your question. But we'll do motor calls and all that good stuff.
also, and this is a question that I asked you
Uh-huh.
the last time I
Yes.
spoke to you.
Yes.
Somebody's asking the same
Say,
question.
am I a tailor? No, I am not a tailor. I want to. I think a lot of people think that being a designer is being, I am involved in crafting the ideas that now we will take to professional tailors that, well, what we use now is manufacturing companies that will sew it. I do have tailors in store that do minor alterations and adjustments to our garments, because we're in a space where we make hundreds of suits at a time, right? Within a month or so, we make hundreds and hundreds of suits. So you cannot function with just being with just a tailor. But understanding his question is personally for me, no, I never tailored. I don't know how to tailor. I have pretended to be on it. It's actually very challenging. It's something that I actually love to do on the side, on the side. As I'm creating more time now, as we, because when Stanlion started, I was so vested. I was doing everything almost myself. Let me tell you, I was a photographer, the web guy. I put pictures on. I'm managing social media. I'm doing all the other stuff. But now we've built a team. I have my business partner, Nelly Perkins, is the one doing managing operations now. But so that I can focus and concentrate on doing the other stuff and pushing the brand, but still being involved, still being the creative director. So now I have a little bit more time where I can create, maybe a little bit more time, have a machine in the house where I can just, because it's just something that I love to do, to know. But all the other facets of the business, I'm involved in it. But as a designer, my goal, or my role, is to bring creative designs every single time as we work on creating a collection, get the sketches, get the blueprint, then get it to the manufacturers for them to now convert my ideas to real garments.
Real consumable. Awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, the lion. And again, just as we did the last time, you get to give your final words. Like,
Yeah.
if somebody were to just listen to the last few minutes of this podcast, that is what they're going to get from you. So the mic is yours for your final words.
Yeah, no. First, I want to say shout out to everybody that was on this podcast. I really want to appreciate you guys for pushing my sister and pushing her brand. And then Sister Solange, thank you for creating this platform for, so that people like myself can come and express ourselves and share our thoughts, our visions, and some of our challenges, and help our brothers and sisters that are pursuing the same or are looking into pursuing, can actually get a moment. If they don't have the opportunity to talk with us one on one, they can have that experience here. I always, one of the things that I always believe is just, I would like to say, is just believe in yourself. If you truly love something and you want to do anything and you believe that you can do it, just push yourself and go and do it. Because make sure that you understand that obstacles are part of the process. Challenges are part of the process. Anxiety is part of the process. A little bit of fear, a little bit of uncertainty is part of it, because those are the things that makes you check yourself and work extremely hard to push it. But let it not get to you to a level where it limits you from executing. And please avoid sharing your dreams to people that do not float on the same wave or the same wavelength with you, because they will kill that dream for you, or they will make you feel inadequate of yourself, because because they know they cannot do it, or they think they can't do it. So they think because you are floating with them on the same level, you cannot do it. Always understand that it is going to be your own personal self drive and to prove people wrong that will get you from point A to point B. Again, fear is just part of the process. It should not be a limitation to what you can do. So if you're watching me today, you have that idea that's been sitting on the back of your mind, and you have been worried and thinking that, oh, well, I am not sure I'm going to fail. Get out there and do it and fail. Fail as many times as you can fail, but by all means, get up, dust yourself, and keep moving. This is your boy Lon. You know what time it is.
The lion. Thank you so much. See, this
Pleasure
has
is
been
mine.
amazing. Because I
Thank
knew
you.
that when I give you the mic, you're going to spit those words out. I know you already. This has been beautiful.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
dear.
so much for making the time within the week. And I'm so happy that we had this conversation. As usual, when I stay back, I watch you, I do the most I can do to support what you do. Again, I'm just waiting for my swanky experience
Yes.
party so that I can have an
It's coming.
excuse
It's
to
coming.
and so I can have a reason to dress up again. And
Yes,
again,
indeed.
waiting for
Yes,
that come
indeed.
2025. I
I will
can't
make sure.
wait.
I will make sure. I can't fail you guys.
Awesome. Thank you for all you do. And please just keep doing you. And that sentence you just made at the end is something that you've said before. And I did
Yes.
note it that
Yeah.
sharing your dreams and aspiration with others is something that we have to be very careful with.
Yeah. You have
Just
to know the
hearing
kind
you
of people.
repeat that without
Yes.
me asking the question, even,
Yeah.
it's like that's something that you have lived with. That's something that you
Absolutely.
live with.
You can
It's
find a
wonderful.
mentor or somebody that is above your level or that has already gone through the challenges of these things, because they'll always guide and inspire you to attain. Because most people that have succeeded do not have jealousy. They
Yeah.
do not worry about. But sometimes when you are floating with just people, your friends, or some circles of people, and then sometimes the challenges will be. I'm lucky to really have some amazing friends. I have some really great friends. Like, we were almost on the same brainwaves. You know, if you know Valerie Holmes, we started our businesses together. My boy and Go Valerie and all. I just have friends that were there to support me, but not everybody has that luck and that opportunity,
To
right?
find those
I
friends.
had my friends like Go Valerie they were my guinea pigs. They were my first models. I remember my first photo shoot downtown Silver Spring. I used them to shoot, right? And like I told you, Holmes and all these are people that were there for me. But not all friends are like that. So
Yeah.
I would advise that most of the times people will kill your dreams because they just
They
don't
don't
get it.
understand.
They just don't understand it. But you have it in you. You know you can make it, right? If you started this podcast, maybe you should talk to somebody. They'll say, man, you want to say now, you want don't do me fair. You want to, but you have that desire in you. It is your thing.
Yeah.
Do it. And then find people that have done it and they've done it successfully. Let them guide you through the process, because they will give you valuable information that will uplift you rather than drag you down.
Awesome. Thank you, the lion.
Thank
Each
you.
chance I give you, you say something amazing. Thank you so much. And man,
I
just keep
appreciate
being
it.
the amazing guy you are. Keep doing you. And
Thank you.
hey, thanks again for saying yes to my
The
invitation.
pleasure is absolutely mine. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much, and have a
Awesome.
wonderful evening.
Peace out.
Bye bye.
Hey, hey, thank you guys so much for joining the show today. It's been an amazing show. Friday evening, what a great way to begin the weekend. This is the kind of energy I love to take into my weekends. So thank you all for joining. I see you, Mamulu, Cyril, Valley. I see all of you eyes. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. And hey, keep sharing, share the live show. Thank you, Mimi. And hey, keep following your girl, So Babes. If you're not following this page and probably came here for the lion, hey, please kindly find my page. You Can Be Anything podcast and follow the page. I'm looking forward to your support because this is what I do. Talk to amazing people, talk to our brothers and sisters out here, talk to people who have experiences and stories to share with the intention to motivate and to inspire you, just so you know that, hey, this thing, that thing you're thinking of, somebody is doing it, and challenges that you face, other people are also facing these challenges. So do not give up on yourself. Trust the process, and I bet you that you truly can become anything you want to become if you put in the work. Thanks again, and remember, be good to each other. Thank you, and have a great weekend. I will see you on Sunday with the Roy Mama on our Sunday Fun Day show. Thanks again and stay blessed. Bye bye.